MSNBC, like, they can't understand this. I mean, they're still sitting there scratching their heads saying, how on earth did we lose so badly, right? Because it really is their team. The Democrat Party is their team. And so they're looking at these poll numbers and they're talking about what a mess the Democrat Party really is right now. And, well, they think they have a solution. You're not going to believe it. I mean, talking about a bunch of inflated egos over there. Wait till you hear what their solution is, but also hear their pain.
Who is that person?
That's the question.
Well,
because it's not going to be founded from the legislative, the branch of the Senate or the House of Representatives. They're not fixed to pick an outside spokesman. Schumer's not an outside spokesman. Hakeem Jeffries turns out not to be an outside spokesman. So somebody has to come up. Chris Murphy's tried to do it, but he doesn't have the stature or the authority to do it. He's just another senator.
Buttigieg? He's got the skills.
Maybe, but he's running for president. He is running for president.
Oh, but that maybe.
Well, I mean, I think that's a fact. I don't know why they haven't put together a group and said, you guys, you people, speak for the party. Get out there and do that. I mean, I agree with you on Schumer. The Schumer question is a small part of this.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you talk to people on the very progressive side of the Senate, they'll tell you it's a close call.
It's a close call.
And by the way, if we're sitting here 2 months after the government shut down and it's all being blamed on Democrats, the numbers will even be lower than we just saw.
That's why I agree. There should be an exciting a construct in which they push back on facts. Just stick to the facts. I don't want to hear your feelings, especially from far left-wing Democrats. I don't want to hear laughing or, you know, derisive laughter. I don't want to hear anything except the facts and where the Republican Party.
You were so right about that.
I don't want to hear your feelings.
The derisive laughter, the way you use laughter to insinuate an attack.
No.
And you don't even laugh. People that both sides do this.
Yes.
They laugh in a kind of a humiliating way about their opponents instead of, you know, you watch Gutfeld at night. All it is making fun of Democrats.
Yeah, if you're triggered, I don't want to hear it. I want to hear the facts. I want to hear where our democracy is slowly being broken down, how and why. I want to hear it from Democrats. I want to hear it from a very inspiring figure who can stand up for democracy and put all the garbage, all the bickering, all the name-calling, all the emotion aside and stand up just for the country.
That's us, not them. I mean, just to be... nobody cares what the Democrats say right now because the Democrats have no power. If anybody's going to be bringing the facts and have any credibility to do it, what little credibility we have left, it's us in the media, it's us in civil society. The idea that before a primary, there is some Democrat who is going to rise up and save us, some Buttigieg, Westmore, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, it won't happen.
Okay, so there's a few things to unpack. Are there not there? I mean, first of all, she seemed like she was about ready to cry. I mean, that was like a total meltdown. We need facts, we need facts, we need facts. We don't need hysteria, we don't need crying. And I'm like, aren't you about to cry? Like, get a hold of yourself. It's only 6 a.m. or whatever it is when they're on. And then you got Ezra Klein there, who's, you know, maybe some independent journalist now. He's like published a book. I don't know what he's doing. I think he used to be at Time magazine. But anyway, he's on there as a guest. He's like, we're the answer. We're the answer. We self-important people. We're it. We're going to lead the way forward after she suggests all these other people and like nobody's going to work. So Ezra's like, it's us.
I mean, just to be... nobody cares what the Democrats say right now because the Democrats have no power. If anybody's going to be bringing the facts and have any credibility to do it, what little credibility we have left, it's us in the media, it's us in civil society. The idea that before a primary, there is some Democrat who is going to rise up and save us, some Buttigieg, Westmore, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, it won't happen.
Now, he's not entirely wrong, right? There is no Buttigieg. There is no, I mean, good luck. They're freaking out because Gavin Newsom, who's the guy they probably should have run if they were smart instead of Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom is getting attacked on The View because he dared to have Steve Bannon on his show. Because he dared to tell Charlie Kirk that, you know, maybe playing sports as a young woman against somebody who's a naturally born male is not a good thing to do. He got torn to shreds over that. And I'm like, okay, So like you guys just don't want to win, right? Like you want to take your ball and go home because you actually have some people in the Democrat Party that might be willing to actually stand up for something a little bit different. But no, Ezra, you think it's you. Okay, you're gonna solve all the issues. You and all your little friends there on MSNBC on Morning Joe. Don't forget, Morning Joe was one of those shows with all the hysteria and all the crying. I played that soundbite for you guys over and over again. Remember right before the election of Joe Scarborough losing it on set. Well, actually, it was at some event with Al Sharpton and screaming on and on about Hitler and fascism and this, that, and the other. He was losing it, okay? So you want to talk emotion? Now she suddenly wants to get back to facts? I don't know. So was this a dig at AOC? Or was this a dig at some of her former co-hosts? I was kind of wondering that. I was kind of wondering. So the wife of Joey, right, on the Morning Joe show, really seemed to be taking a dig at anybody who gets emotional about things, all while getting very emotional herself. And I just wondered if maybe she had something to do with Joy Reid's firing, and maybe she's angling for Rachel. I don't know. Next, I mean, there was a schism, right? Don't forget there, between the people that thought it made sense, like Mika and Joe, for their own self-preservation, to go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss the ring, this, that, and the other, because they still want to have access to power. They still want to be close to power, still close to decision makers. And then there were the Joy Reids of the world who were just flipping out saying, okay, don't go to your Thanksgiving dinner. Don't go to Christmas dinner if your relatives voted for Trump. I mean, crazy stuff. But, you know, she was always going on in sort of a hysterical way. And Mika seems to be calling her out, seems to also be calling AOC out, which one of you guys noted in the comments. Let's watch that again.
There should be an exciting construct in which they push back on facts. On facts. Just stick to the facts. I don't want to hear your feelings, especially from far left-wing Democrats. I don't want to hear laughing or, you know, derisive laughter. I don't want to hear anything except the facts and where the Republican Party...
You were so right about that.
I don't want to hear your feelings.
The derisive laughter, the way you use laughter to insinuate an attack.
No.
And you don't even laugh.
Right? So it kind of makes you wonder. Kind of makes you wonder just exactly what she pled to the bosses there at MSNBC to get rid of this one.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that
okay, no, it didn't. So I might actually be with Mika on that one, right? Like, she wasn't doing MSNBC any favors. And there are a few others that were out as well. Lester probably for different reasons, but there were a few, you know, this Iman guy. I don't know about Katie Fang. Maybe Jonathan Capehart was another that was sort of just over the top emotional about all these things. And I think that there is a desire among those on that morning show to try and remake MSNBC in a way that's a little less embarrassing, which is why they went down to Mar-a-Lago and why they're trying to think about, okay, what's next for the Democrat Party? And I'm sorry, guys, I don't think you get anything. I think you've completely missed the station over and over and over again, because the Trump machine is just outsmarting you. It's like they have empathy over there. They get what everyday Americans are going through. You sit there and try and tell us inflation is just in our head. And people are like, no, actually, have you seen the price of eggs, which, by the way, are coming down along with CPI, Consumer Price Index, along with PPI. So that's the good news. But what they can't get over here is that this poll shows Americans are with Trump. And, you know, I just think that MSNBC is really lost, and it has to find its way, much like, of course, the Democrat Party has to find its way. I want to do a little bit more on that. Plus, I got to take you back to 2008 when Hillary Clinton was saying a few things about immigration that I think actually cost the party significantly. But before I do, a reminder that the show is brought to you in part by our friends at Balance in Nature. You can call them at 1-800-246-8751, 1-800-246-8751. Balance of Nature. I take my fruits and veggies, my gummies every single day. Finally taking my multivitamin again after all these years. I used to take it as a kid, but until these guys came into my life, I wasn't doing it. I do think it's actually super beneficial. That, water, and exercise. So listen, I think it's great. I swear by it. I think a lot of people do. You can go check on the website for more information. They've been in business for 20 some odd years. There's thousands of testimonials. They put out thousands of fruits and gummies. And by the way, fruits and gummies are not the only fruits and veggies. Forgive me. They are gummies. That's why I keep saying that, but fruits and veggies. They are gummies that I take, gluten-free, by the way. You can go take a look. There's a lot of testimonials. A lot of people really like it. And there's more than just the fruits and veggies. They have other products there too. So do me a favor, use code word Trish when you do. Balanceinnature.com, code word Trish, call them at 1-800-246-8751.